Alright, so what I'm going to show you here is how to do a parallel reverb. The benefit of doing this is it allows multiple tracks to share the same reverb unit. If we have a drum kit, we want all the drums to go to the same ambient room that we've created with our reverb. Sometimes we will do snare drums to have a different reverb, doing a gated reverb sound on a snare. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to show you to do one parallel reverb, and we're going to send all of our drum tracks to it. First thing you need to do is create a stereo auxiliary. And with the stereo auxiliary, we're going to put a reverb on here. I've set up a deverb. And on the input of the stereo auxiliary, we want to make the input an available bus, something that we're not using. So we haven't created any buses yet. I'm going to use bus 1 and 2 as the input. So now anything that I create as send to bus 1 and 2 is going to go to the reverb. So we're going to go across the drums here. I'm going to create a send to bus 1 and 2. And as this fader comes up, I'm going to bring it to unity gain. I'm going to option click, brings that to 0 level. I'm going to hit FMP, which is follow main pan. Anything I do to the kick drum pan, the auxiliary will follow so that they're not separated. Now I'm going to hold option and drag, and it's going to create a copy of the send to each one of these drums. So if I look right here, like my tom one is panned 25% to the right. If I open up the bus 1 and 2, it matches 25% to the right. Now I have all of these at 0 level just to start off with. I can bring these down as required for the mix. So we can hear now all of the drums being sent to this reverb. And I can bring it down and set how wet or dry something's going to be within the mix. So we'll go with a decent sized room here. Now setting up the parameters within the reverb themselves, completely up to you. What type of room you want, how much decay, if we want something tight and dry or large. We'll go with a hall. I'm going to go with a medium hall, maybe 2 seconds or so of decay time. We'll do the high frequency cut here at maybe around 6,000 or 7,000 hertz. And we're going to keep the mix up at 100%. Reason being is that I have control of the overall wetness in the mix by the auxiliary return. So I might have a little too much of the kick drum, so I might bring that down just a couple of dB, maybe do it for the kick in and kick out. And maybe I want a little more of that snare top going there. So I'll bring that up. And maybe a little more of the overheads. Bring the reverb down here a bit. So without it. With it. Okay, so very simple. Just remember that all of our time-based effects, your flangers, choruses, phasers, delays, reverbs, all of these time-based effects should be run as parallel. And what that allows us to do is to really control the wetness value between the dry signal and the affected reverberated signal. As well as I'm not putting a different reverb on an insert for every one of my tracks, eating up DSP power on the computer. It's using one reverb, and we're sharing multiple tracks going to that same reverb. So this can be done for guitars, delay, violin, string sections, the whole shebang. So how you utilize these parallel effects is up to you. It's just about the signal routing. All right, so that's parallel reverb.